Hello there, guys. Welcome one, welcome all to this, the preparation for the finals of the Milky Awards 2023. Fittingly enough, I'm speaking to you here on the last day of 2023. We are but hours away from the glorious, exciting new year with all the joys, maybe, that it may end up holding. So let's get down to business. The Milky Awards. Your nominations are in. I've had a bit of an interesting time with these nominations. Some of the categories were nice and clear cut. I had some finalists that I could put in there nice and easily, people who were head and shoulders above the rest. That was fine. Others was a little bit more tricky. Others, I had like one person who got like maybe half the nominations. So pretty clear cut winner there. Others, I had like one or two which had a few, and then everything else was flat. There was a tricky number of categories where like nearly everything in it was one nomination apiece per person. Like basically everyone nominating a different person. So I've had to feel my way around that. I've had to tweak some things here and there. I've had to intervene a little bit. So this is the way that it's worked. Okay. There were 18 categories altogether. 13 of those you are going to be voting on the finalists for. 5 of those categories already now have a winner. Like I say, either because there was an overwhelming number of nominations for one person, or because all rivals to the winner were basically totally flat, one nomination apiece. Of the 13 categories you have left to vote for, most of them are your traditional affair where you have 4 choices apiece. There's a couple of them which have extra choices, again, because of the sheer spread of the way that the votes ended up this year. So I think in a couple of them, you might be choosing from 6 or 8 or something like that. But rest assured, the bulk of what you're voting on is what you're used to. It's a category, it's 4 finalists, bish, bash, bosh. And the same goes for, of course, the highly coveted Stream Guest of the Year and Annabelle Clark Side Chatter of the Year as well. There are 4 finalists this year in each of those categories. And bringing back what we did last year, all of them are already winners because we have the Platinum, Gold, Silver, and Bronze awards for each of those 2 categories. So, Stream Guest of the Year, Side Chatter of the Year, if you've made it into the finals here, you're going home with a prize at some point next week. So the voting is going to be open until the end of Friday, the 5th of January. Is that right? Friday, 5th of January? Is that the date that is that the correct date that I'm thinking of? Yes, Friday, the 5th of January. There we are. But I suppose I should introduce you to who your finalists are, shouldn't I? And hello there in the chat to Standing Wanderer. Nice to see you there. So there's a few of you watching. Without further ado, I suppose I should introduce you to your finalists. There is a link to this in the description of the video here. But by all means, I'm going to run you through them one by one. So I won't bother reading out the spiel at the top of the form because I've just explained that much to you already. But our finalists for the 13 categories you are yet to be voting on. Political Happening of the Year. We have the scrapping of HS2, the Israel-Gaza war, and believe me, I had so many different ways that people had phrased that particular conflict. I've just gone for the most fucking neutral way of describing it I can think of. The 2023 by-elections and Nigel Farage on I'm a Celeb. You can guess which one of those 4 just about squeezed through compared to the rest. So that is your political happening of the year. HS2 scrapping, Israel-Gaza war, the 2023 by-elections and their results, or Farage on I'm a Celeb. Non-political happening of the year. Our finalists are the Barbenheimer movie phenomenon of Oppenheimer and Barbie being released on the same day, the UK hosting Eurovision, the Sycamore Gap tree felling, that tragedy conducted by those vandals desecrating our sacred 200-year-old tree, and the coronation of Charles III. Those are your non-political happening finalists. Comeback of the year. We have David Cameron. But of course, Scottish Labour. Nigel Farage. He's cropped up a couple times in this, actually. And David Tennant in Doctor Who. Scandal of the year. We have, now these are all you. Keep in mind, these are all your nominations. These are things that you have picked. I've intervened here and there when I've had to claw together 4 of them, but you know, this is stuff that you guys have chosen. Suella Braverman's entire tenure as Home Sec, Nadine Dorris's immediate resignation, Sturgeon and the SNP Finances, and Mr. Peter Bone. Mr. Peter Bone, Scandal of the Year. Blunder of the Year finalists. Again, we have a reappearance of Scrapping HS2. We have the Tory Party Conference in general. We have James Cleverly in general. And we have Starmer's comments on withholding power and water in Gaza. Lee Ball is in the chat and says, "Hey, Swiss." Hello there, Lee. So those are your Blunder of the Year finalists. Non-entity. We have Humza Yousaf and the SNP, Richard Tice and Reform UK, Rishi Sunak, and Boris Johnson. Both separate and not together there as non-entity. Best part. All right, now this is where it starts getting interesting. This is where we have a variegated selection. Lee Ball's here just in time for variegated. We have a variegated selection of contenders for some of these awards. So ready yourselves, folks. All right. Best politician, US. These ones were such a headache to sort out. These are the ones that I had just totally such flat categories to try and put people together in. Best politician for US and international, we have Joe Biden, US president, Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva, Brazilian president, Donald Tusk, Polish prime minister, and Dean Phillips, Democratic US presidential candidate. Best politician finalists for US and international. Worst politician finalists for US and international. Oh, here we go. We're getting a little bit deeper now. We have Javier Milei, if that's how you say his name, Argentinian president. Benjamin Netanyahu, Israeli PM. Justin Trudeau, Canadian PM. Donald Trump, former US president. George Santos, former US Congress representative. And Joe Biden, US president. And yes, you eagle-eyed viewers will notice that dear old Sleepy Joe has made it into the finals for both best politician internationally and worst politician internationally. So, you know, we're catering to all audiences here. Lee Ball says, variegated nominations, wipe your thief. Oh, yes, especially if you have 6 of them. Best politician, again, if I haven't stressed this enough times, these are your picks. And this was me trying to put some categories together in a fair way. Best politician, Keir Starmer, Ed Davey, Mark Drakeford, Michael Goves, Rachel Reeves, and Nigel Farage. There you are. You've got a spread. Arguably, you've all got at least one person amongst those that you don't mind voting for. Worst politician, we have Rishi Sunak, Suella Braverman, Jeremy Corbyn, and Lawrence Fox. I know. It's a strange little selection of finalists there, but hey ho, that's what we have. Biggest loser, the British public making a reappearance for probably the upteenth time since we started these awards. The SNP, the Conservatives, and Rishi Sunak. And now, let me see, are we on to... Oh, yes, we're on to Stream Guest of the Year and Side Chatter now. Here we are. Drum roll, please, ladies and gents. So, as I've said, if you have made it into the finals of one of these 2 categories, you are walking away with a Milky. But whether or not you are getting the platinum, the gold, the silver, or the bronze is very much going to be up to the viewers who are voting on the finalists. So, without further ado, our finalists for Stream Guest of the Year 2023 are, and this is in no particular order, Dan, also known as Apollo TD, John Cooper, Iwando, and Jerry. There we are. Well done, guys. Congratulations on making it that far. You are the finalists for Stream Guest of the Year. And now the Annabelle Clark Side Chatter of the Year Award. Our 4 finalists, once again, in competition for the platinum, the silver, or the gold as well, and don't forget the bronze, are Based Stroke Woke Starmer, Frank, Sky Echo 7, and John Cooper. So, Mr. Cooper will be pleased because he is getting 2 Milky Awards of one variety or another at the very least. So I want to give a hearty congratulations to all of you who have made it that far in either Stream Guest of the Year or Side Chatter of the Year. And there are a number of you, it wouldn't be fair to say who, but there are a number of you who also received nominations, just not in strong enough numbers. So you may have a shot next year, you never know. So, guys, there we are. Those are the finalists of your 13 voting categories. I have just one question for you. One final question before we wrap up here today. would you like to hear who the winners are of the 5 categories that have already been decided? Would you like to hear that now, or would you like to wait until the finals with the results of what you voted for? There's 6 or 7 of you watching at the moment, so vote in the chats now. Would you like to be teased with a few Milky winners as a little treat on New Year's Eve, or are you gonna be good and you're gonna wait until you've got all of them in? Let me know, because I've got them there in front of me. I can tell you who they are. What awards are they? So the ones that we already have winners for after the nomination stage are least like to be stuck in a lift with, most like to have a drink with, biggest winner, rising star, and party leader. Those are the 5 that we've got there. Lee Ball in the chat says disappointed, but then I've been busy for many streams. Lee, I know you're one of my valued viewers, and did you win? Did you win last year, or were you one of the finalists last year? I'm sure you've had a Milky for side chatter at one point or another, haven't you? Charlie Simmons says tease me Swiss. Lee Ball says go on, spill then, tell us the winners. Frank says, tease them, but make it good. Oh, well, but make it good. All right, then. Well, I mean, I can try. All right. I'll tell you then. I'll tell you the winners of these 5. All right. In fact, I know. I've got a way of. If you want to be teased, I've got a way of teasing it for you. Bear with me just a minute. Let me return to my forms that I have here, to the nominations forms. I know how to tease you. I know how to wet your whistle. Right. Where are we? Let me find one of these. Okay. All right then. So let me see. The biggest. Right. Okay. We'll start off with least like to be stuck in a lift with. Okay. Least like to be stuck in a lift with. So I'm going to give you a few honorable mentions. Let's put it that way. A few honorable mentions of people that didn't ultimately win. Okay. One honorable mention is Peter Bone, I suppose. Another is Wes Streeting. Another is Jacob Rees-Mogg. Making his first appearance in the Milky's, Harvey Weinstein, Nigel Farage, Donald Trump, Captain Swiss himself is there, and Suella Braverman. But overwhelmingly ahead of the rest of the pack, everyone else getting only 1 nomination apiece, but the person who actually received far more nominations than that, the person that you, the nominators, would least like to be stuck in a lift with 2023 is Reclaim Party leader Lawrence Fox. There we are. Old Lozza. Least like to be stuck on a lift with him. We'll go for the counterpart award here. Person you'd most like to have a drink with. And again, I'll give you a few honorable mentions while we're here. Who have we got? We have Mike Gapes making a reappearance here. I know he's long dead, but it's still Christopher Hitchens, and it would be many drinks, not one. That was the person's particular answer to that one. We have Jerry, contributor of the channel from time to time. Ed Davey, Captain Swiss himself once more. But again, many people only receiving 1 nomination apiece. But our winner of person you'd most like to have a drink with is Ed Miliband. I can't deny the way that those have panned out. I wouldn't mind having a drink with Ed Miliband. I wouldn't want to be stuck in a lift with Lawrence Fox. Makes enough sense. Oh, Lee Ball says that Hitch was your answer. Oh, well. Right, what are our other 3 here? Okay, right. If you're joining us late, by the way, guys, these are the categories that were overwhelmingly decided in the nomination stage. All the other stuff that you're yet to be voting on, it's there in the link below. But I'm telling you these ones now because you want to know, and I'll be re-announcing them when we do the results for everybody else. Okay, so our final 3 that we have settled at the moment are the biggest winner, rising star, and party leader. Rising Star. Where is it here? Again, I'll do a few honourable mentions. I'll cherry pick a few other people that were nominated one apiece here. We have Angela Rayner, the by-election winners, David Cameron, somehow, Liz Truss, behave yourselves, Michael Carthew, friend of the channel, Lib Dem councillor, he got a nomination from somebody, Prince Ankit Love, Emperor of India, but again, heads and shoulders above the others in terms of actually getting multiple nominations. Rising Star of the Year is Wes Streeting. Wes Streeting, yuck. Congratulations, Wes Streeting, Rising Star of the Year 2023. Oh, and what do we have here? A super chat from Jerry. Vote me to be funny, says Jerry. Well, he's put those words in my mouth, hasn't he? Captain Swiss does not officially endorse any of the candidates in the running for Milky Awards, but if they pay him money, he will read out their messages. Dr. Richmond Osman Bed, Swiss, how can I vote? Link in the description. Link in the description to be able to vote. Right, so that was Rising Star, and our final two here, party leader and biggest winner. There's not really any point in me drawing it out, even with these special mentions, because they're both, I will reveal to you, they're both the same person. And it's probably a bit predictable who it is as well. Party leader of the year and biggest winner of the year are Keir Starmer. There we are. Sir Keir Starmer, leader of the Labour Party, voted party leader of the year and biggest winner of the year. Once more, just heads and shoulders above the other. In fact, I swear for one of them, when I'd said it was down to either them receiving over half of the nominations or just everything else being flat and all the rivals having one apiece, Keir Starmer, for at least one of these, got over half of the nominations. Which one was it? I think it was party... Yes, party leader of the year, Keir Starmer, got half of the nominations in from people. And biggest winner, was it the same situation for biggest winner? Let me see. Just about. Either that or Keir Starmer stroke the Labour Party, or Keir Starmer and the Labour Party, vice versa. But same diff, really. So there we are. There we are, guys. That's your little milky taster that you've got there. The first 5 awards decided in the nomination stage. You don't want to be stuck in a lift with Lawrence Fox. You wouldn't mind having a drink of Ed Miliband. Biggest winner and party leader, Keir Starmer. Rising Star, Wes Streeting. But as I've said to you, we've gone over the finalists there, but such tantalizing categories as worst politician, best international, worst international, non-political happening, political happening, scandal of the year, blunder of the year, non-entity, comeback of the year, biggest loser, stream guest of the year, and side chatter of the year are all yet to be decided. So get out there and vote. Voting is open until the end of Friday, the 5th of January, and then you will have your Milky Award 2023 winners. So go on. And I won't keep you waiting until the spring for this. Don't you worry. I'm going to be good this year. Famous last words, indeed. Anyhow, thank you very much, guys. Go get voting. I'll see you all soon, and Happy New Year. Catch you later on.